Friends, now we will learn about this brainstem. We have separated this brainstem and cerebellum from rest of the brain. This is the ventral aspect of the brainstem. From above to downward, it is midbrain, this is pons, and this is medulla oblongata. On the dorsal aspect of the pons and medulla oblongata, this is the cerebellum. We have cut this cerebellum, and here you can see the cavity of fourth ventricle. Here you can see this is the floor of fourth ventricle, which is formed by upper part on the dorsal surface of pons and in the lower part by the upper open part of medulla oblongata. Now we will learn about cranial nerve attachment. We know that from 3rd to 12th cranial nerve, all these cranial nerves are attached on the brainstem. First of all, 3rd nerve, that is oculomotor nerve. Oculomotor nerve, it takes origin from the medial side of the crus cerebri. This part is crus cerebri of midbrain. On the medially, this sulcus. Here there is origin of 3rd cranial nerve. On both the sides, the nerve takes origin. Then after 4th cranial nerve, that is trochlear nerve. It is the only nerve which takes origin from the dorsal aspect of the midbrain. Here on the dorsal aspect of the midbrain, you can see 4 elevation. This upper 2 elevation, these are superior colliculus. Lower 2 elevation are inferior colliculus. They are separated by this cruciform sulcus. And here on the side of this frenulum valley, there is origin of the 4th cranial nerve. Then from here, the 4th cranial nerve goes lateral side of the crus cerebri and come on the ventral aspect. Now 5th cranial nerve, that is trigeminal nerve. Trigeminal nerve takes origin from the pons. It takes origin from the junction of the middle cerebellar peduncle and pons. So, this is the site from where trigeminal nerve takes origin. Now, 6th, 7th and 8th cranial nerve, they take origin from the junction of the pons and medulla oblongata. Here, at the junction of pyramid and pons, there is origin of 6th cranial nerve. Between the olive and pons, 7th cranial nerve, that is facial nerve. And on the most lateral part of this pontomedullary junction, that is also known as cerebellopontine angle, from that side there will be attachment of 8th cranial nerve, that is vestibulocochlear nerve. Now from the medulla oblongata, 9th to 10th cranial nerve takes origin. Here you can see this is the sulcus between pyramid and olive. This is the anterolateral sulcus or preolivary sulcus. And here you can see olive and inferior cerebellar peduncle. Between these two, this sulcus is postolivary sulcus or posterolateral sulcus. So from the posterolateral sulcus, origin of rootlets of 9th, 10th and 11th cranial nerve. And in this sulcus, that is anterolateral sulcus, origin of rootlets of 12th cranial nerve are there. Among these 12 pair of cranial nerve, 1st, 2nd and 8th are purely sensory nerve. 3rd, 4th, 6th, 11th and 12th, these are purely motor nerves. And rest, 5, 7, 9 and 10th, these are mixed nerve. Mixed nerve carry both sensory as well as motor fiber. Friends, we have learned about the parts of brain. Again we will see parts of brain. This is cerebral hemisphere. This part is cerebellum. Now in this mid-sagittal section, we can also see brainstem. From above downward, this is midbrain, this is pons, and this is medulla oblongata. These three together consist brainstem. Between the cerebral hemisphere and brainstem, this part is diencephalon. Diencephalon consists of thalamus. The part below is hypothalamus. In between these two parts, there is a sulcus. This is the hypothalamic sulcus. Other parts of diencephalon include metathalamus, epithalamus, and subthalamus. In this section, you can visualize two elevation on the inferior side of this thalamus. These elevations are medial and lateral geniculate body. These two elevation here you can see, these are the superior and inferior colliculus. And this superior and inferior colliculus, they are connected to these two elevation. These two elevations are medial and lateral geniculate body. This medial and lateral geniculate body together consist metathalamus. Friends, now we will see some parts of brain by taking coronal section. Here you can see I have kept this brain parts and we have cut the brain part like this. So we have taken this coronal section. Here you can appreciate this is superolateral surface. This part, this is the median longitudinal fissure. In the floor of this median longitudinal fissure, this part is corpus callosum. Corpus callosum, it is an example of commissural fiber. Below this corpus callosum, you can see these are the parts of cavity. This part, it is the cavity of lateral ventricle. Both the cavity, they are separated by this septum. This septum is septum pellucidum. Then after, in this section, you can appreciate that the cortical part of the cerebral hemisphere, it contains grey matter. Here you can appreciate this is the cerebral grey matter. And inside, this is the white matter. On the basal part of the white matter, we have again neuronal masses, that is the collection of neuronal masses. It is known as basal ganglia. Here you can appreciate this part, this triangular part, triangular looking part, it is lentiform nucleus. In this lentiform nucleus, you can see it is divided into two parts by this white matter. This is the internal medullary lamina. Divide this lentiform nucleus into two parts. This medial part, it is somewhat paler. It is known as globus pallidus. And this lateral part, it is known as putamen. Here you can see this part. It is the thalamus. Between these two thalami, this cavity, it is the cavity of third ventricle. On medial side, we have this caudate nucleus and thalamus, and laterally we have lentiform nucleus. This white matter which passes between these two, it is the internal capsule. Again, we will see the parts. Here you can see this part is thalamus. Between this thalamus, this cavity is the cavity of third ventricle. Here, this is the cavity of lateral ventricle, and on each side, this elevation, these are caudate nucleus. So medially, caudate nucleus and thalamus, laterally lentiform nucleus. In between these two, this part is internal capsule. Internal capsule consists of white fiber. This white fiber, type of this white fiber is projection fiber. You will learn in detail about the types of fiber in later lecture. Again, you can see here this sulcus. It is a lateral sulcus. This cortical part which is hidden inside it, in the floor of this lateral sulcus, this part is insula. So this is the insular cortex. When you examine clearly, on the lateral side of this lentiform nucleus, this white matter, that is the external capsule. On lateral side of it, this grey matter, it is the claustrum. And lateral to it, this white matter again, it is the extreme capsule. Now we will see some part of brain in horizontal section. We have cut the cerebral hemisphere horizontally and take this horizontal section. Here you can appreciate this is the anterior aspect, this part is frontal pole, and this is the posterior aspect, this part is occipital pole. In this section you can appreciate this part, it is the cavity of lateral ventricle, anterior horn of lateral ventricle, and this part, it is the posterior horn of lateral ventricle. In this cut section you can appreciate this is the two thalami, and this part, it is the caudate nucleus. So medially, caudate nucleus and thalamus. Lateral to it, this V-shaped part, this V-shaped white part, it is the internal capsule. Anterior limb of internal capsule, genu of internal capsule, and posterior limb of internal capsule. Lateral to internal capsule, this part is lentiform nucleus. In this lentiform nucleus, medial part is globus pallidus and lateral part is putamen. Lateral to it, you can appreciate that external capsule, claustrum and extreme capsule.